Every time. Oops. I'm on the wrong map.
Showing everyone a map that we shouldn't see.
Yep. Um... Okay, you guys... last week you guys traveled north to a interesting little pond or pool of water coming out of trickling out of a hole in the wall of the island. Um, there was some exploration by different party members, and you guys realize that there seems to be some sort of time distortion. Um, though you haven't quite figured out how it works, where it's coming from, or anything like that, any details like that. Um, Basically, you realize it's there. You decided to um, sleep for the night near the pool, and during the night you were visited by some by the cats that have been, using Sky's term, stalking the party. Um, and amazingly, you were able to kill both of them. Well, not amazingly, because you guys can kill just about anything I throw at you. But you guys were able to kill them both, and as you killed them, you guys heard a primal, angry, pained scream from off in the forest. See about whether or not you guys can handle anything I throw at you? I'm not concerned. And you never know. You have no idea what map I was making. For all you know, it was something that was something I'm expecting you to run to 6 months from now.
But that's not how you operate, like.
I was thinking it. I wasn't going to say it, but
We're lucky if the map for today's fight gets made before the game.
Well, hey, last week it wasn't my fault. I had no idea you guys were planning to fight those cats. There's no way I could have known to create a fight for it ahead of time.
Anytime you put creatures that may or may not be dangerous, you should assume we're going to attack.
Yeah, that would put way too many maps that I have to make, dude.
Yeah.
I second that one because in the first 2 times that the cats showed up, I was just like, okay, we're gonna avoid this. We're gonna do silent stuff to get them to go away. Yes, eventually I was just like, okay, we're gonna end these things.
Every night.
It wasn't actually every night.
Almost every night.
Yeah, almost every night. But it wasn't every night. She used other creatures on some nights.
Well, now she has to use other creatures.
Eh. Okay, so, I believe you guys are just waking up from a long rest. if I remember correctly.
Yeah, we took a long rest, and then it was raining, and then Ariana put up the mansion.
Oh,
We
that's
went
right.
in for the day, and we're getting to the end of the day here shortly.
Yes, so you guys are still in the mansion. I completely forgot about the mansion. Thank you, Sky.
Nobody else wanted to walk around in the rain. This guy's the only one that likes the rain.
Okay, so you guys are in the mansion, and I believe with the end of the morning, or the morning you come out of the mansion, it would be day 11.
Yeah.
At dinner, before we take our long rest in the mansion,
Okay.
Sky will put down 4 vials in the middle of the table and explain to people that they can have these. And these are going to be a thrown weapon um, that will explode. And I'm looking for my stuff. Um, I linked it to chat. So these will be a thrown vial. Make sure that they do not explode on us, because that would be bad. When the glass shatters, the spores inside will kind of be released, and as creatures inhale them, they may become confused.
Did you tell anybody about what you made?
That's literally what I was just telling you.
Okay, no,
That's
I was
literally what he's doing.
okay. I was making sure. Never mind. Thank you.
You said there's 4.
Yes, at dinner, I put 4 vials down
Okay.
on the table with everybody and explained this.
Rogar says so. Don't jump into fights until you say it's cleared.
No, I don't have enough room in my potion case to keep these. I'm giving these to y'all that you can use, but don't. And if you're in melee combat, don't drop it at your feet, because you're going to be affected as well, or might be.
Okay.
Who should take that?
So you're giving us one each, or what?
I put 4 in the table.
I'll take
Let's
one.
split it up however we want.
I'm taking 0 because I do not have enough room in my potion case, and I have, I think, my max amount of vials that I can have outside my potion case. So
Just to clarify, your potion case holds 10,
I think 12.
12, and then you have 5 outside of that. Gotcha.
Correct.
Which one is the toxic muddlement for the confusion spell?
Toxic muddlement is what it's called. Is my made up poison name.
Okay. I thought it was part of, like, instead of rolling the d10 for confusion, they just got a specific one. But I see now. I'll take one and look at Lazem and Rogar and ask who wants a second.
Uh, if someone else wants them, I wouldn't mind. Uh, I'm very uncomfortable with poisons.
Not really. Yeah.
But if no one else takes them, I will take one.
Would you
If
like
there's
a
one
second
left on there,
Violet?
then I'll take two.
Alright, then you can have two. Lazem and I will get one each then. Or I can take two as well if Lazem doesn't want any.
I really don't, but
Then I can take two of them.
all right.
I'm working on it. Give me a moment.
Okay, so you guys split up the poison vials and finish eating. Then you guys go take your naps for the night. Unless there's something else you guys want to do.
No.
I very vaguely heard a voice. I don't know who it was.
Bo, is your mic turned down or something? Because you seem to
I
be
don't
very
know
quiet.
because I'm eating. But
What?
otherwise, no, it's the same mic I've used for 6 years.
Huh. For some reason you just seem very quiet today.
That's weird. Know why? Yeah, know why it would be.
I've actually turned up the volume and your mic volume, and it's still quiet. But cool. You got it to work.
Yay! I did something by myself once.
Great. That means we don't have to do it for you anymore. You can do your own character
I
sheets.
did once.
No, you did it once. You did it perfectly once. You get to do it all on your own from now on. Maybe we should have you start handling your dad's too.
Unless you're dealing with spells, and then no, I ain't doing. And I still don't know how you figured that one out.
Well,
Is this better?
a little bit.
Basically the same.
Maybe my music's just too loud.
is this, I don't know, or is there any difference between these two? That and
Not
now?
really. You're just really low. I'm gonna turn your voice up on my end.
I was wondering if Discord's noise suppression is making something weird.
Probably it's Discord.
Yeah, but I was that was going between different ones and turning off, and it doesn't seem to be any different.
I wasn't hearing any difference, but it's Discord, so.
Sky is always ready to blame it on Discord.
Just when I test
And
it
it's
on my end, the mic is fine. I can hear it perfectly fine when I speak into the test.
a wonderful tool, but it hates me, so I hate it back.
Let me see. What am I thinking about?
My dad is very quick to tell me when I'm muted, even when I'm not trying to talk to you guys. I'm sitting here talking to myself, my dad's yelling, "Are you muted? We're not hearing you."
Oh, Dad's like that. All right.
But more than once, I've started going off on a long description, and I'm like halfway through, my dad's just shouting at me, "Oh, we can't hear you." So it has been helpful at times. Anyway, okay, so you guys wake up. It is morning. What do you guys want to do?
When I get up, I go to the when we're sitting for breakfast and everybody's getting ready to go out. I mention something that I remember about her grandfather.
Okay.
Remember what he said about the hole that he couldn't find that we think we found?
The whole.
That first day we found this wall that's here that wasn't here.
Okay. That was just an alcove in the wall, Kenny. I've told you that
Oh,
like 10 times.
I thought that was the one that her
No,
grandfather.
just an alcove in the rock.
Okay, never mind.
And as far as the cave that they are talking about, according to the map, it is east of your current location.
Okay.
Those. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. When the
That's just-
GM's talking, I shut up.
Okay. But as far as you guys are can tell, that part to the east, that part that is cut off on the east part of the island, is not there. So what do you guys want to do?
I will head outside and see if it's still raining.
It is unfortunately still raining.
Is it raining as heavily as it was?
It's It's not too bad. It's more of a kind of a soaking drizzle than it's not like pouring rain like it was yesterday. But it is definitely, you're definitely gonna get wet if you try to walk around it.
Like Seattle on a normal day.
Sure, that sounds good.
How about visibility? I mean, part of the reason we didn't go out yesterday was that it was raining so hard that we couldn't really see very far.
Visibility is decent for considering it's raining. It's you're it's not gonna be great, obviously, because it's raining, but it's not terrible.
Well, I don't mind getting wet, but I sure would prefer to be able to see where we're going.
As long as I can feel the wall to my right, and we move forward, we can go forward. As long as we get, because of the time, I don't know how far this time differential is. I do suggest we tie a rope around each other. That's just me. We've already lost each other once.
Okay, if we're going to go, do we follow the wall all the way, or do we try to do dead reckoning and follow this pool around the edge of the pool, or maybe try to wade across it or swim it?
I really don't look forward to swimming across it because I saw what the rock did that I threw. Afraid that it'll do it to us while we swim.
Pool butts up against the rock, like wide, right?
Yes.
Like that, with the single line being like the river.
That'll work. Kind of goes out a little bit further, but yeah, that
Then
that'll work.
I would also agree that we should go around the pond and not through it. Basically the same path we took. We both took at different time periods the other day, but just all together.
Okay, is that what everyone agrees to?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Then you head off around the pool. Before too long, you come to the stream. You cross the stream. And at this point, you guys are wet anyway, so there's not really any point in trying to avoid the water unless you really want to. Come out the other side. And Damba kind of shakes the water off his fur and showers everyone with even more water. You guys continue around to the other side of the pool to where it meets the wall. This takes you a little over an hour. And you're able to look back across the pool, see the other shore. It's roughly, I believe I said 45 feet away. You can see the other shore without any issues.
So we're by the wall again, right?
Yes.
Is there a rock or not a boulder, but boulder that something I can throw that we can keep an eye on?
Sure.
The size of.
There's rocks all over.
I pick up a boulder about the size of 2 fists together.
Okay.
I throw it the other direction, across it, like I did on this side, but I'm throwing it towards the other.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Yeah, see, hope this works.
Okay. You kind of take a few steps back, and then kind of get a running start towards the pool, and you launch the rock very similar to a shot put, and it starts out with a really good arc, and just following the line that the boulders is, or that the rock is traveling. It should easily reach the other side, but about halfway through, it very quickly slows down and just falls like a rock.
Okay.
Falls in about halfway across the pool, and just drops into the middle of the pool with a splash.
My nodding and seeing that same thing happens on either side of the pool, I am ready to go on with the group.
Okay. Who is leading at the moment?
Probably me.
Okay, go ahead and give me a survival check. Okay, and where are you guys trying to go? You just literally just following the wall?
What's my idea?
Follow the wall until we get to where we expect the rhyme should rather be. It's not quite visible because we don't have very good sight, but should be roughly, and then head out to it.
So you're gonna follow the wall until you're south of it or east of it,
Till like
or
here.
okay, east of it. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You continue following the wall for first half of the day. You've got your 4 tagalongs: Bryn, Aiden, Biddle, and Bean. And they're Bryn and Aiden, in contrast to when you guys first started on this trip, they were constantly chatting and had their notebooks up and comparing notes and scribbling and marveling at different plants or different trees or different animals or the lack of any obvious land-based critters, and just marveling at differences between this island and other typical islands or locales. But in stark contrast to that, they are both now walking quietly. They seem very subdued and exhausted for the most part. Um, the the stay in the mansion has helped them a bit, but for the most part they're exhausted. They're starting to feel the effects of long-term travel in the wilds, and it's not something they're suited for. Biddle and Bean, they've been pretty much quiet your entire trip, not really doing a whole lot of talking unless they're either asked something directly or offering essentially a warrior's take on things. Actually, Bean has said almost nothing the entire trip. Biddle is usually the one who talks, if they talk at all. But they seem to be perfectly happy and comfortable with this travel. But they also seem to be very happy to just let you guys handle the security and just be tagalongs. Especially since they know they're still getting paid either way.
I don't like these guys.
You don't like them?
No.
Okay. Why is that?
Whole joke. I still haven't been paid yet.
Well, you guys don't have anything to do with them being paid.
That's why I said joke.
Okay. Okay. You guys gonna stop for food or lunch?
I think we have been just because of the other four.
Okay, it's up to you guys.
Yes, well, looking at them, they seem to be pretty exhausted already, and they might benefit from 15 minutes or so break.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. You guys stop, and Aiden and Bryn yeah, they're definitely letting their exhaustion show, and they just kind of slump down next to trees and slowly start to eat a ration of axbeak. Just kind of munching on it, not really caring much about what's going on around them, just kind of going through the motions, so to speak. Anyone who is paying attention to the environment, go ahead and give me a perception check. Go for it, Sky. Okay, Sky, you don't. You kind of look them over, and it's. Let's see. You don't think there's anything specifically wrong. It just seems like they're exhausted. Maybe a little down because the trip isn't going quite the way they were hoping it would. That's about as much as you're gonna get with a 9, which is actually
Sounds good.
probably more than I should have given you. But let's see, Sky, Lazum, and Iriana. Okay, well, let's start with Sky for the perception check, since he rolled the lowest. As you move north along this wall, you're noticing a distinct change in the temperature. And as you are sitting watching the the scholars over lunch, you do notice that you're starting to be able to see your breath. Iriana, you're noticing, being the next highest perception, you're noticing that the snow, or I'm sorry, the rain is no longer just falling. It's kind of turning into slush. And you're seeing the occasional snowflake. And Lazum, hello? Oh, Kenny, are you having trouble with your Discord again?
No, I'm hearing you.
Oh, okay. Was that you that disconnected?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Hear me at all or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You're really low on my end, but I can hear you.
No, it was just me. I thought you couldn't hear me.
Oh, well, yeah, I can hear you. Were you trying to say something?
Um, yeah, I just asked if it was getting cold when you said it was turning into slushy.
Oh, yes, it is definitely getting cold. You're seeing occasional snowflakes. Lazum, you're noticing altogether that the rain is starting to turn into snow. The cold is starting to affect the plant life around. It is much. It's like the plant life is going through a winter, only it's almost like it's just beginning to start a winter, if that makes sense. It's like the weather's just recently gotten cold. Which is weird.
What season were we in?
Um, see, before you landed on the island, I believe it was spring. That sounds right. Spring.
So turning right into winter is weird.
Yeah. Especially since the rest of the island has been pretty much like a tropical island as far as temperatures and such. Um, and Rogar, you notice the same things as Latham, so
Okay.
because yeah, you rolled a 24 as well. So, anything you guys want to do during your lunch?
I start to discuss what I notice with the party and see if it's just something I'm thinking about myself or if it's actually something people notice. Discussing the coldness of the breath, the weather compared to where we were outside. Understanding we are in a time differential place, but he looks around. What do you guys think?
Whole island is an enigma.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And then I'm just
Well,
going to. Oh, what? He looks over at Lazen.
I'm not really saying anything. I just go into my pack and start looking for my heavier gear. And I switch out the uh, light uh, gear that I've had for a heavy coat and gloves because I want to stay warm. Unfortunately, I don't have a bunch of gear to offer our followers, but hopefully they've provided themselves with equipment too.
Hmm.
Okay. Bryn and Aiden obviously start shivering as the falling slush kind of starts sticking in the hair, and the wet clothes are obviously making travel miserable. Um, Biddle and Bean follow suit and start to change into some colder weather gear out of their packs. And Biddle kind of shaking his head, pulls out some additional cold weather gear for the scholars. Kind of shaking his head and smiling, kind of with the thought that, should have known they wouldn't come prepared, kind of a thing. And as the scholars change into the colder, or rather the warmer gear, you guys are able to head out again if you so desire.
Our guy doesn't have any warm clothes, so he just goes with what he's got.
Neither does Sky. I don't think we've ever gotten any.
Then maybe you don't have any either, Latham.
Yeah, I don't have any written down anywhere.
I thought I did.
I was pretty sure you guys picked some up back when Britt was here, but
I don't think we've gone anywhere cold. I mean, it's been winter, but I don't think we've specifically gone anywhere cold.
maybe I'm wrong.
I know we had them in the Margrave game, and
Yeah.
everybody in Rhyme, I'm at the Frost Maiden, started out with cold weather gear, but I don't remember ever having it in this game.
Well, if you guys don't have them written down on your inventory sheets, then we probably don't have them.
Well, all right. I thought I had them too, but I don't. So, not having heavy winter gear, at least I have other clothes. So I put on an extra layer of clothes.
Makes sense.
And, have. So I'll just take what's available.
Okay.
Just common clothes at this point.
Biddle is going to smile, kind of to himself at the rest of the party, at not having properly prepared for an expedition. So, what are you guys doing?
After we eat, I get ready to go. Make sure everybody's, gears all get up together, and say let's get as far as we can before this weather kicks bad. And I ask if Ariana is able to make another mansion tonight when we finally get where we're going if the weather gets bad.
Yeah, I will be able to do that when we settle down, or when we get ready to settle down for the night.
You are the queen.
Okay. You guys head out again. I'm assuming Ariana in the lead again.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and give me another survival check.
I'm right behind her. I'll help her. Whoa! Don't need no help at all.
Big difference from earlier. The
A little bit.
the change in weather has sharpened your attention to the environment and made you a bit more alert. You head out, making your way through the trees as the falling slush kind of goes from that slush. Over the next few hours, it kind of turns from the slush into straight falling snow. As you're walking along, probably I don't know, two hours or so before sunset, Irina, you kind of despite the falling snow, you know how when snow is falling, it everything kind of feels muffled and quieter than it should.
Yeah.
Despite that muffled effect of the snow, you hear a disturbance in the bushes off to your right by about 15-20 feet off to your right, and you kind of watch it for a moment or two as you're walking, and you see an axe beak, a small axe beak. It's like maybe a little bit larger than a chicken. It pokes its head up out of the bushes and just kind of watches the party. Maybe. You never know. But it's just kind of watches the party, and as you guys move on beyond it, it kind of darts forward a little bit beyond you, and then watches again as the party walks past. It does a pretty good job staying about approximately 20 feet away from the party, but it is watching. It does seem to be watching the party, and it follows you for probably until after it gets dark. So a little over 2 hours.
Does Ilkin, or not Ilkin, yeah,
Rogar.
Rogar notice?
I don't know, Ariani pointed out.
Yeah, I'll point it out.
So yeah, you guys notice this little chicken-sized axebeak following and watching the party.
Okay, he says, think we should kill it because it's probably watching us for the other thing. Nothing else. We have good meat tonight.
Plenty
We're
of
gonna have-
rations at this point.
Let's see. I wouldn't think we'd need rations because we're supposed to get mansion overnight so we can warm up and dry out.
Plus, you guys have had plenty of axebeak so
Yes.
far.
Yeah, we've got lots and lots and lots of rations.
Yeah. I don't think it's really a good thing to kill it because we can't consume it. Or we don't need to consume it. Put it that way. So let it go to live another day.
Am I loud now?
What's that?
That wasn't any louder.
Not really. I don't know. Maybe it's just you. Maybe you're just quiet today.
Maybe, but I feel like I'm speaking the same volume.
I don't know. But all I know is I've turned the music down and turned the volume on my headset up, so I can. But then I'm starting to have trouble hearing everyone, so it may just be my headset. Maybe I'm the only one having issues. I don't know.
No, I'm having trouble hearing Ariana as well.
Okay. At least it's not just me.
I was, but I turned him up and I'm fine now.
Okay. So it's been following you for a little over 2 hours. As the sun starts to set, um, the temperature has dropped significantly. Um, at this point, it is sub-freezing. The area, the ground itself has a. It is still snowing. The ground itself has a. It's like a probably less than an inch layer of snow on it, and the trees themselves don't seem to be coated with snow, despite the fact that it has literally been snowing since you guys, or since lunch, essentially. Um, you guys are literally covered in snow, and as it melts, it soaks into your clothing, so you guys are pretty miserable. Pretty much the only thing keeping you warm is the activity of the hike. Um, and as the sun goes down, the temperature falls even faster. What are you guys wanting to do?
We should probably find shelter while we still can.
Well, if you're going to be using the mansion, that's literally just you're on a casting spell.
Yeah.
I understand that, but as the temperature goes down, we're probably going to be physically threatened by that temperature or that reduction of temperature to the point that we should get inside and, if possible, dry the clothes out, possibly take a warm bath just to ward off the chill, and then put dry clothes on.
Dry clothes.
Yes.
That's funny.
Huh?
That's funny. That's all.
Dry.
I have clothes.
Huh?
I have clothes. I'm wearing clothes. They're wet.
Yes.
You guys don't have any
Yes.
clothes to change into, is what this guy's trying to point out.
And I don't know if anybody else does, but I'm wearing my clothes. I always wear my clothes. These are my clothes.
Yeah, but while in the mansion, we could get the servants there to dry our clothes so that we'd be able to put on warm clothes. And to me, that would be a priority over eating, even. And, that's saying something for Lazem. Maybe I wrap myself in a blanket and go nurse a pint of ale or something while I wait for my clothes to dry. In any case, I don't think we should stay out in the elements much longer if we can avoid it. Does the mansion have a time limit on it?
24 hours.
Okay, so it's not going to disappear in 8 hours and leave us soaked again.
No, it'll last 24.
Okay, so what you guys doing? If you want to sit down, sit down. You don't need my permission.
I am.
I was talking to my dog. Okay, so you guys getting ready for the night, or doing the mansion, or what?
Yeah, I'll cast the Magnificent Mansion cast. And it'll look the exact same as the day before.
Okey-doke.
Okay. Well, I go in, head up the stairs, and take a room, and immediately drop my clothes and go run a warm bath and look to make sure there are towels. Not seeing any, I asked one of the servants for some towels and to dry my clothes.
They very quickly take the clothes away, and towels very quickly appear.
Okay. And I get into the hot tub and just sink down and luxuriate in the heat and comfort of that tub. And I say, it would be really nice if I had a mug of ale.
And within a few moments, a mug of hot ale appears.
All right. That sounds great. I do love the convenience of this magic mansion.
Definitely pretty nice.
Okay. What's everyone else doing? Since Lazem is trying to get rid of the chill in his bones with a hot bath.
No.
We'll find a fireplace and sit in front of the fireplace.
Are you changing out of your clothes as well?
I'll take my armor off and stuff, but no. I'll let them dry in front of the fireplace on me.
Okay. Rogar? Rogar?
Eh.
Think we lost our Dragonborn again. Okay. Iriana, what do you do?
The same as Sky, just kind of sit in front of
Can you hear me now?
the common area.
Yeah, we heard you, Rogar. Just sit in front of a fireplace with Sky?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, I'm going into the hot tub,
Okay.
just getting my clothes all washed and everything else.
Okay. Yeah, the servants quickly take any clothes away to be washed and dried. For those who actually take their clothes off, they do provide essentially robes for you to wear when you exit the hot tub and the bath. See, that wasn't so bad.
I get out of the tub feeling much warmer and put on a heavy robe to make sure I stay warm. And then I go over and I ask one of the servants to light a fire in our fireplace so that I can get Damba to lay down by the fire and get warmer too.
And he does. He's very happy to lay by the fire. Servants actually come over with brushes and start brushing at his fur, which
Oh,
he doesn't like very much at first, but he tolerates it.
yeah, he's getting the royal treatment. That also prevents him from showering the whole room. But, and I hear someone talking, vaguely talking.
All right, something in the background of me.
Oh, okay. I just
Okay. Um. So you guys all managed to dry out. Um. You're able to. Um. Make your. Make your meal selections and feed yourselves to you know happy content. Is there anything else you guys want to do?
Uh,
Does the mansion have a blacksmith shop?
If Yarno wants it to. Well, it's not a shop, but it would be a blacksmith, like a forge.
You would need to bring your own materials into it, though.
Yeah.
They spend time on the forge.
Okay. Is there anything specific you're doing there?
Well, if it's got metal and stuff that I can make a.
No, you need to bring your own materials into it.
Okay.
And it might have metal in it, and you can do whatever you want with the metal that's there. But as soon as you step outside of the magnificent mansion, it will disappear.
Okay, then I will take time and clean my, do maintenance on my gear.
Okie doke. My dad's gonna step away from the keyboard for a moment. Um. Um. Sorry, dealing with a dog that is acting very strange. Ouch. So I guess you guys spend the rest of your evening in the mansion. Um. When you guys are tired, you head off to bed. Rogar and Lazem wake up to dry, freshly laundered clothing. The rest of you are your clothing is dry. It's just not freshly laundered. Other than that, I guess you guys are ready to go in the morning, if you want to.
Same weather outside.
Outside, is the weather the same? Has it gotten better or worse?
Um, uh, as you look outside, both Iriana and Rogar, um, the the sky is still overcast, obviously, which you can tell despite having the fog layer above you. Um, so the despite the fact that it is morning, it's very dark, um, almost dusk-like. Um, it is not currently snowing, but it feels like it's right on the edge of snowing, like it could start any moment. There's still only about an inch of snow on the ground, and the trees and other plants don't seem to be collecting it like you would expect on just about any other environment. Um, Other than that, it's it's still cold. Probably um, let's just go with sub freezing. That way we don't have to worry about metric or imperial. I guess it's what, Fahrenheit or Celsius. Um,
Temperatures you want.
what's that?
You can say whatever temperatures you want.
Okay. Well, it's sub freezing. Um, so it's cold. Um,
Rogar asked if anybody. Does this appear to be real or could it be imagery? And he says that by looking at how the trees respond to the weather that shouldn't that normal it doesn't.
you're wanting to know if it's an illusion?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
He would he doesn't think it's an illusion because he was wet, but he's asking the party if there was could be something else that they've come across in their travels.
Like anything's possible, but this whole island is strange. So
Okay. That answered the question.
Okay. So it's morning. You know it's no longer snowing, though it feels like it might start at any moment. Um, about an inch of snow on the ground, though it doesn't seem to be affecting the trees. Um, you guys want to hang out in the mansion longer or head
He
out?
said, "Whoa, it's no longer snowing. It's going to be cold. We know that, but every day that we stay inside the mansion is another day that we are confused.
going forward. Yep.
I dress as warm as I can, and my double layers of clothes. Now dry, thanks to the servants. And I told Damba to come along, Damba. Let's go down and get some food. And so we go down to the main dining area and order a heavy breakfast of eggs, ham, fried potatoes, and cider. I think.
Mutton and coffee.
Well, I'm going to take mulled cider so it's nice and warm.
Well, they bring it for you very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I thank them, although they probably don't even hear me. And I also get a big raw steak for Damba.
And again, it comes very quickly, and Damba is very happy to gobble it down.
Yes. I think it's interesting that when I said that, Nix raised his head and looked her head and looked at me. But it's just pretend. There's nothing here for you.
She's like, "Ooh, steak?"
Yeah. Well. Hi. We can all dream.
Yeah, we're not even getting steak. There's no way the dogs are getting steak.
That's for sure. Okay, so after breakfast, I go back and pack up my gear and get ready to go out again.
Okay, so you guys headed out, or?
Got all my gear. I'm ready.
Been ready for a while.
Okie doke. Okay. You guys head out. And continue following the wall to the north. You're gonna go ahead and give me a survival check. I'm assuming you're leading again. I'm sorry?
Sure, I'm leading, yeah.
Okay. Okay, you continue to follow the wall north. In an attempt to find a location approximately east of where the Rime Guard is marked on your map. I'm sorry, west of where east of where the Rime Guard is marked. For the most part, the journey is cold. The temperature seems to be still dropping the further north you go. Hasn't started snowing yet, but again, it does feel like it could start at any moment. Let's see. See, everyone except Ariana, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Woohoo! Perception! Yahoo! Yeah, baby, yeah. He's got a perception class. Perception something.
We're supposed to all be doing perception.
Yeah, everyone except Ariana. Okay. I like how Rogar crit, but Lazem still rolled higher.
That's what I said. Rogar's having a perception complex. It's not bigger. It's not bigger.
Um,
And he's a smaller tune too.
much. He's like a third your size.
Yeah, I know.
Maybe a quarter. But, let's see. Okay, you had all actually noticed this. But, at different points during the morning part of your trip, as in pre-lunch, you do notice that there are several different axe speaks that are following the party. They just kind of run along nearby, within about varying between 20 and 35 feet from the party, just watching the party. And, want to watch you for an hour or so, hour, 2 hours, something like that, and then disappear. Then another one will show up in like 5 or 10 minutes and watch the party for an hour, hour and a half, and disappear. And then another one will show up after about 10, 15 minutes and watch you. And it's, at this point, it's obvious that you are being watched and tracked, by someone with more intelligence than simple wildlife. Yeah, is there anything you guys want to do with that?
They don't let me kill anything, so no.
What I said before is that it doesn't make sense to kill wantonly, just kill them and leave them lay if we're not going to use them. But if we have someone who is using them to watch us, then that is a valid purpose to kill them to stop that watch. And it's unfortunate if we are wasting a resource, but it may be necessary for us to survive. I think rather than eat any rations we have prepared, if we're going to kill any of the axbeak, we should try and use that fresh meat first. With that in mind, I think we should try and kill the ones that are following us.
It's
Can we
not going to
try
matter.
and-
There's no reason to. They're doing the same thing that I did with one of them, with one of the birds, and they're just following orders. It's not their fault.
Okay.
I understand. I was just thinking if we kill them enough, maybe whoever is ordering them will make
She
some
won't.
mistake, maybe expose.
She doesn't care. She won't. She'll keep them coming.
Okay. Well, then, no, I don't want to just kill them wantonly.
He looks over at Guy and says, "Can we now, since we're closer to where we assume we're going, can you see if you can backtrace them?"
I could. It's not going to matter.
Okay.
She'll show up when she wants to show up.
He just plays with his weapons and is ready to keep on moving.
He's just trying to play with us. Make us on edge.
Well, if she'll move in a little closer, we'll play with her.
She moves in closer, I'm ready to play with her. Desecrating the body of Ilaria.
Does she always feel if one of her animals gets hurt or killed? Does she always feel it like that scream that happened when we killed the cats? Is that normal?
Right? Insight?
Sky, I think you're the only one who would be able to answer this. Give me a insight check. Okay.
Just hers. Just her specific, right?
Well, you know that as a ranger, occasionally rangers form
Deep bonds.
very deep bonds with animals. And when those animals are killed, it's very easy for the bonded ranger to grieve and mourn them, and there's often a psychic connection between them. Just but that bond, that connection doesn't often exist with any animal, with just any animal. It's usually the ones that they are specifically bonded with.
Correct. So, I would explain that, like Ilaria had in life, bonded with her two puppies, Jamba being one of them here. In unlife, undeath, whatever this desecrated version of her is, she bonded with two cats, essentially the same colors as the wolves that she had prior. So the other night when we killed the cats, she felt the pain that we inflicted,
Okay.
and she is probably sending all of these other animals after us as revenge. And she is most likely not connected to these, but she is probably tracking them to track us.
Okay. He says that while he's fingering one of the confusion bottles.
Well, we have one advantage. If she keeps sending these axe beaks to track us, we won't have any shortage of food.
Very true.
I don't know how much axe beak will be too much, but I'm sure it'll happen eventually.
So, with that information in mind, do we just basically ignore the axe beaks and just go on about our business?
I think that's the best case because that's what guy keeps alluding to. But I only have. Do we have any way of confusing the axe beats that are following us?
Outside of trying to persuade them to go against her, I wouldn't think so. And we could try and persuade them, but Ilaria in life was pretty powerful, and Ilaria in death probably just as powerful. And I think they're more afraid of her than they are afraid of us. At least until they die or they're on the brink of death, which isn't really going to help the situation.
So, I do have to ask if she's started having us followed and, exhibiting signs of really being concerned about where we go and what we're doing. Does that suggest that going to the rim guard may be something she doesn't want us to do? And if so, why?
That is beyond my comprehension and probably more likely something to do with Raya. I don't see what choice we have. We've got these four that need to get there anyways. So I suggest we just keep on our path until desecrated Ilaria shows up, or Araya with her, hopefully.
I agree with Sky's assessment. We can try to remove them for now, but unless we can find and defeat who knows how many, 30, 40 every day, then she will always have more to send.
So let's go find this rhyme guard.
Move on forward.
Okay, so are you guys stopping again for lunch?
Yeah.
Okay. You stop for lunch, and as far as you can tell, Ariana, you're about straight east of the Rhyme Guard currently. And you would basically just have to turn east and keep traveling until you run into it.
East or west?
Try west.
West, I'm sorry. You are straight east of the Rhyme Guard. You'd have to turn west and travel until you run into it.
So you can see, we think we're here?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Um, yeah. You guys stop for lunch. Um, okay. It has started to snow a little bit. It's very light snow. Um, the temperature has continued to fall. You'd probably estimate it somewhere sub-zero at this point. Pretty much no matter what you do, you're shivering. Even the dwarves and the scholars in their cold weather gear are shivering.
Touch a tree.
What?
I touch a tree.
You touch a tree. What are you trying to figure out?
I know I'm freezing. How does the tree feel? You said before that the snow isn't responding like it should with the trees. So I'm testing to see if the tree is showing signs of, if it's starting to chill or if it's warmed like normal. Seeing how that's the best way I can describe it.
Um, it's not warm, but it also doesn't feel, ice cold. Um,
Okay.
Basically, the most of what you notice with the trees is that the snow doesn't seem to be collecting on the trees or other plants um, like you would expect them to in pretty much any other environment. Um, and despite the fact that it's snowing and has been on and off for all of yesterday and a little bit of today, there's still only about an inch of snow on the ground. But the trees aren't like radiating warmth or anything, if that's what you're
Okay.
asking.
That's what we're gonna do, guys.
The dwarves and scholars are. What's that?
As I shiver, I ask what we're gonna do.
Oh, okay. The dwarves and scholars are. They're doing okay. Um, the scholars are a little more rested after their night in the second night in the mansion. They don't seem quite as exhausted, but they're still pretty quiet. Um, the dwarves, are usually pretty quiet, and they seem sturdy. They seem no worse for wear as far as the snow and the hard travel is concerned.
Is there any chance that since the trees and plants aren't affected, that this is in fact an illusion, albeit an elaborate one? Is there some way we could deflect the illusion?
Well, give me an Arcana check. Um, the the fact that it's not affecting the trees and plants, and the fact that it doesn't seem to be building up on the ground, definitely seems magical in some way. But this snow is definitely not an illusion. It is definitely snowing. Though the snow itself seems to be magical in some way.
So do you think the cold may be an illusion?
With that Arcana check, no. The cold and the snow is definitely not an illusion.
Is there a blizzard spell that we may know of?
Well, there's
Not me.
Nothing that would last this long.
correct.
Most of them would be over in a few
Oh, yeah.
minutes.
Well, I say we keep on going, or we're at stopping. We stop. We try to get as far as we can. We're going west to go to Guard. If they told us that I think we need to turn west, or if they haven't, then I say, hey, we need to keep going north until we get to where we're going to turn to Guard. That's just for Reingard. Let's just keep moving because standing still it gets colder.
Okay, well, Irian is the one leading the group, so. I guess which direction you travel, Irian, is up to you.
And this weather, like where the party is right now on the map, that's where we ended last night, right? How
Correct.
much further have we gotten today?
Right now, you think you're about right here. Currently.
All right.
And it is currently lunchtime, so.
Yeah.
Can we take a quick 15?
If you guys want to, that's fine with me. Go ahead and take a quick break. Restroom, drinks, snacks, whatever. And we will be back shortly.
get some water.
Welcome back.
Thank you. that wasn't any louder.
Back.
Yeah, it's about the same, Bo. And damn, Kenny, that was so loud that you startled my dog through
Yeah,
my headset.
I turned Kenny down a little bit ago. I'd been complaining that he was quieter and quieter for the last like 2 weeks, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, about 30 minutes ago, he came in, and I was like, "Wow!"
Yeah.
Sorry.
All I know is you said back, and my dog jumped a foot next to me.
I'm back.
Is everyone else back already?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. Unless you guys would rather just wait, we can go and continue now.
It's beginning to look a lot like fuck this. I don't like the cold. I hate the fucking snow. It just has to go because I'm going to go fucking insane. It's beginning to look a lot like fuck this.
Wow, Sky. And don't get me wrong, I'm not particularly fond of being out in the snow, but I enjoy it as long as I'm inside. It kind of threw me for a trip, though, because I was expecting, starting to look a lot like Christmas, and then he says fuck this. I'm like, whoa.
That's funny.
That is pretty good, though.
Don't agree with it, but that's funny.
I hate the snow if I have to go out in it. But if I don't have to go out in it, I can just watch it from my window. I'm all for it.
Both snows. Being in it, I don't know.
Okay, I just realized that video got recorded in my recording. Anyway, okay, so you guys, it is currently you're stopping for your lunch. You guys think or Ariana believes you're directly east from the Rhyme Guard. And I believe you guys mentioned you were headed out.
Yeah, it's the head. That's head east then, or west.
Okay. Ariana, roll me another survival check. Okay. You start to head west, and after about 3 hours or so, you realize that your initial thoughts on where you were on the map were a little bit off. You realize you were actually a little too far south. So you actually have to turn kind of northwest to get to the Rime Guard. I'm sorry?
You said we were just a little bit off. Is this something that we can, like, correct and just kind of head there?
Yeah. As long as you know, as long as you can navigate the forest.
Yeah. I will do that then. I will just kind of correct our direction a bit and head that way.
Okay. You continue on for another hour, hour and a half. And as you do, the temperature continues to drop. You're probably somewhere roughly 20 below zero at this point. But you come into this large clearing, and in the middle you see this ancient elven ship. In the middle of the clearing. Oops. I did not put your tokens on here because I had no clue which direction you were coming in at. Excuse me.
Which one? I went ahead and brought you guys over to this map. Again, there's this ancient elven ship in the middle of this clearing.
Um, and the temperature is approximately 30 below at this point.
I suggest we get out of the weather, and the boat looks like a reasonable place to do it. Do it slowly to make sure there's no creatures coming, but if maybe we can get warm inside the thing. I know we have the mansion, but still.
Okay, it's up to you guys. You want to go into the ship?
We'll check and see if there's any axe beaks around following us.
Give me a perception check real quick. There have been axe beaks following you most of the day. Last one you saw was almost an hour ago, which is the longest time frame that you guys have been without axe beak companionship for the last 2 days.
There is not one currently.
Not that you see.
Okay. I will grab a branch off of a tree nearby, and as we walk towards the ship, I will stay at the back and try and cover our tracks.
Okay. Give me a survival check. See how well you do that, Sky. Okay. You guys head into the ship.
Okay, you moved me.
There is a hole in the side of the hold. Roughly 15 feet tall and about a little over 10 feet wide.
I want to go into it slowly.
Okay. Give me perception check and a stealth check, since you are doing it slowly. Okay. Pretty much the only thing you notice as you enter the hold is there seems to be wind blowing in this side of this hold. Actually, how about everyone give me perception checks? But Rogar, you notice that there's wind blowing in this hold, and there's an awful lot of snow kind of swirling around inside here. Okay, Sky, as you're entering, you're noticing that there's almost a distinct difference in weather from outside the ship to inside the ship. It's almost like there's a blizzard happening inside the ship. Which, suffice it to say, is very strange. Iriana and Lazum, towards the bow of the ship, in the hold, there is a large, basically a pedestal of ice, about 3 feet around, that juts up through the um, the bottom of the ship. And what is the word? Placed in the top of this this ice pedestal, essentially, there is a jeweled hilt. The the pommel of the hilt is pommel and the crossguard are made from an ice blue sapphire gems, and the grip itself seems to be black leather or a leather like material, woven tightly around the grip. The way it is placed there, you cannot see the blade. And Lazem, in addition to all that, you also can feel there is a slight vibration in the ground, a slight rumbling. You can feel it through the ice and hull of the ship.
Where is this pedestal in relation to where I'm standing?
Somewhere about here.
Okay.
It's down in the hold of the ship, which is where you guys are located currently,
Okay.
and it's up here, basically towards the bow of the ship.
All right. Makes sense. Uh,
About right there.
okay. The sky. Why do you think there are Umber Hulks around?
I don't.
When aren't there Ember Hulks around?
I didn't say anything.
That was out of
I'm
character.
making a random comment in chat because of what you're feeling, but I don't know what you're feeling because I don't feel it.
Yeah, you're the only one that
Oh,
notices the rumbling or
okay.
vibrations.
All right. I misunderstood. I thought you were seeing something.
My guy tries to find the warmest spot.
Yeah. Is there a fire pit of some sort on the lower deck? That's not in use, obviously, but could it be used?
Um, there doesn't appear to be anywhere nearby where fire might have been used. Rogar, give me another perception check.
There we go.
Okay. Unfortunately, you don't notice anything more than the storm. You rolled low enough on that perception check that you don't notice anything more than the storm. However, this one, you notice as you are looking around trying to find a warm spot, you notice that your hammer is starting to get warmer, and you sense almost excitement coming from it. It's almost a sense of excitement as you move around in the hold of this ship.
I try to find the area that is causing my hammer to the excitement. You know, I wave it around, see if there's more pulling or more excitement towards one direction. I just follow it. I don't pay attention to anybody. I just follow my hammer.
Okay, it seems to be more excited the further north you go.
Then I go further north. Okay, does it keep me inside the boat or outside the boat?
Inside.
Okay, then I move further north inside the boat. And if it gets warmer or faster, I kind of speed up.
Uh,
So
will
what
your
everybody else would see is me start to look for a warm spot, and then I grab my hammer and I pull it out and I move it around. I start swinging it somewhat wildly, but not quickly, but just like you have an old water. It looks like I'm carrying around a water stick trying to find water, and then all of a sudden, as I start feeling warmth, I start moving towards it, and I move faster towards it.
Okay.
can you strike the pedestal with your hammer?
I don't even think I see the pedestal.
Yeah, he's
I,
not aware of the pedestal as yet. Are you telling him about it?
Well, I'll tell him that right there toward the bow of the ship, there's a pedestal with what appears to be a sword frozen in it. And it just occurred to me that if we broke the pedestal, we might be able to claim that sword, and something like that's probably magical.
Most likely.
But I don't have a hammer big enough to do any good. I've got a little hand axe.
Late than mentioning that, do the rest of us see the pedestal now?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And now we'll cast Detect Magic. See if that sword really is magical.
Oh, it is definitely very magical.
okay, I listened to him. Sorry, I had to roll to see if I would pay attention more to his voice or more to the hammer. So I roll myself 1d4 real quick.
Okay.
I look over and does the pedestal or the not the pedestal but the does it does my hammer move me towards that particular area?
Yeah, it certainly seems to be drawing you that direction.
Then I go there. I go to exactly where he told me to go, and I see what my hammer does. And do I recognize the sword or the stone it's in?
You don't recognize the sword, or, well, the hilt is all you can see. You can't actually see the blade. You don't recognize the hilt. Um, the pedestal, it's just ice, basically.
Okay, I will break it out. I will pull my my hammer back, grab the hilt of the sword, and then swing so that I can make sure that I don't hit the sword itself. But I break.
Actually, as soon as you grab the hilt of the sword, it pulls free. And there is a long blade attached to this hilt.
That's
And
my hammer.
actually, as you grab the hilt and pull it free from the ice, um, both the hammer pulses with fire, and the blade pulses with frost.
Nice. I try to feel warmth.
Yeah, the cold does not seem to affect you anymore, and as soon as you pull the blade free, the storm in the hold of the ship stops. It just disappears. The blade of this weapon is crafted from a mithril platinum alloy that exudes an aura of frost. Both the crossguard and pommel are crafted from large ice blue sapphires, and the blade, despite looking delicate and fragile, is of dwarven design and is enchanted to bear the brunt of even the most brutal blow. Whether the smith was a genius or just a sadist is unknown. One thing is for sure: this weapon will slice through armor, flesh, and bone with ease.
Yes, I agree with you, Guy, as a mindset. Beautiful.
And just to compare it, there's a new addition to the bottom of Flame Sledge as well.
Ooh. I have to look at both, so give me a moment.
No problem.
Can you repost that for me?
Repost what?
Well, you just posted. My screen went blank and I had to refresh, so I only got to see it for about 2 seconds.
Both of them are in the items folder if you want to look at them.
I'm trying to find it. Thank you. I got it now. Nice. Oh, you'd already popped them, but I had found them. Thanks. But I also had to pop on my character sheet. So I tell people that they appear to be a set. My hammer and the sword, and my hammer is responding to the sword.
I'm just happy the blizzard stopped.
Yes, the blizzard has stopped.
I like the rain. Not too
Okay,
not
it's
too
cool.
fond of this snow, so
I was just looking at that deals damage to all people. I'm like, no, okay, only enemies. Otherwise, you guys would be really mad at me.
I wouldn't.
I just realized I should probably allow the viewers to read this weapon as well.
Quick question.
Yeah,
What's the damage it does to the area of effect?
the elemental damage so if you roll 1d8 plus 1d8 slashing plus 1d8 cold damage. If you crit, the cold damage would be rolled a second time. So say you rolled a 4 the first time and a 7 the second time. That was at 11 would be done to the AoE. Just the cold damage, not the slashing damage.
Okay, I understand it, but I also thought that on uh, just clarification. I thought on crits that the second roll was automatic max,
On the weapon damage.
not on the spell damage. Okay.
You'd get a 1d10 plus 10 plus a 1d8 plus a 1d8.
I know that's what I was clarifying. It wasn't a 1d8 plus 8 type thing where, like the
No.
first one's 1d10 plus 10.
Yep, just like sneak attack doesn't get it. It's just for the just for the weapon.
Thank you. They are really nice. I like them. That's sweet. You see a grin on my face as I stay warm, and the rest of you are getting warm, but I'm warm because of my axe. I forgot about that.
If I remember correctly, that's the only +3 weapon I've given out so far.
No.
No, it's Maiden's Lance +3.
Yeah. Oh, that's
This
fair.
is my crossbow.
No, the crossbow is 2.
I'm feeling left out.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
You got Damba. That's it. Yeah. You get multiple attacks.
Oh, and you don't?
Well, I'm saying he gets. Never mind. I don't get nearly as many attacks he gets.
You get more than he does.
Yeah, yeah,
If you
whatever.
use
He,
your
he
bonus,
gets he gets 2 plus the pet. You get typically 4, assuming you don't take an action surge.
Yeah, but he also gets pack and sneak attack all in one shot because he's got down buff. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, well,
Well,
Yeah.
Damba gets.
Latham does hit pretty hard, so
he can, yeah.
Ooh, I finally got my weapons.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
I put my weapons up.
Okay,
That's for the one that keeps me warm, and that one I'm keeping in my hand, just because it's keeping me warm.
I suppose I would like to search the hold. Can I do that all as one, or does it take several searches, or what?
Go ahead and just give me an investigation check.
I will help with that.
Okay.
Thanks for your help, Sky.
Okay.
Even though this time it wasn't greatly needed, but thank you anyway.
You never know. Um. Okay, you don't find anything on the bottom bottom level, I guess, of the hold. Do you look on other floors?
Certainly.
Okay. You go up one level in the hold to the basically the level above where you guys are entered, or where you guys have entered, and in there you find there's a large pile of coins and gems on the northern side, basically at the bow of the ship. Most of it is covered in a thin layer of ice, which wouldn't be too difficult to break apart and get at the coins if you wanted to.
I'll smack it with my axe to get rid of it quickly.
Do you have an
If
axe?
my hammer, sorry.
Oh. Okay, that would definitely break the ice. You kind of have, as you smack it with the hammer, the coins kind of go flying and ricochet off the sides of the ship. Yeah, the ice is broken.
Do we see any maps in this place? In our search, or in his search?
Um, how far do you search, Lazum? Are you searching the entire ship?
Yes, I intend to. Excuse me.
Okay. Other than second level from the hold, there is on the deck of the ship. There's a cabin at the aft of the ship. It looks like, and you that door is frozen shut. Yes, where you are indicating. That door is frozen shut
Okay. So,
with a thick layer of ice.
all right. Well, Rogar, why don't you give this door a tap, see if you can break the ice without breaking the door.
I attempt it.
Okay. Give me an attack.
I'm doing it to control, so hopefully that good roll is, you know, saying that I control my, not that I'm hitting it as full strength as I can. Just saying.
Okay. You swing your hammer, and first time you swing it, it just kind of bounces off the ice. And you swing it again, a little bit harder, and a small crack appears where you hit it. So you kind of keep swinging a little bit, pushing a little harder each time. Eventually, after about the fifth swing, the ice does crack and start to fall away from the door. At that point, you are able to skillfully remove the remaining ice, and just kind of slides down or slides across the deck as you break it off.
Keep working on it until I can open the door.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
at this point, the ice is clear, and you are standing, you and Lazem, at least. I don't know if anyone else is following. But you and Lazem are standing in front of a very cold door. Wooden door.
I see if I can open it. If it's locked, I look at Lazem and ask if he's able to open it.
It is locked. It is locked.
Well, I will first check it for traps. Although all the pounding we've already done probably would have set off any traps, but I'm still going to check.
Okay, give me an investigation check. As far as you can tell, there are no traps.
All right. Then I'm going to use my thieves' tool to try to open the lock.
Okay, give me a thieves' tools check with dexterity. Okay, you put the tools into the lock, and as you're working on it, as you're working on it, you realize that it's one of the best locks you've actually ever seen. With a little bit of effort and some luck, you do manage to hear the soft click signaling it unlocks. But it actually took you longer than you've ever taken to pick a lock before. And it's surprising.
Well, now, this lock has obviously been here a long time. But whoever designed it was a true master craftsman. And we are fortunate that I was able to undo his skill. But that's the hardest lock I've ever had to open.
Not your knowledge of locks, and since you didn't say anything about, you had experience with this before, I'm going to say okay. And do you think it's safe to go inside?
Well, we investigated first of all to find any traps, and nothing we normally consider a trap showed up. So I think the lock was intended to keep, anyone who wasn't capable out. But since I opened the lock, I'm capable. Therefore, I want to open this door and find out what's inside.
Okay, let's see what's inside. If they wanted to keep the crew out so bad.
Okay. You push on the door and it doesn't budge at first. And you push a little bit harder, and there's a loud screech of metal on metal as the door opens just a fraction of an inch. You guys want to keep pushing?
Yes.
Yeah, I will. Figure it's been frozen. I don't think there'd be anything in there for that long of a period. Even though I do wish I could shrink the boat and take it with me. Looks like a nice boat.
You wish what?
I could shrink the boat and take it with me.
Oh,
Looks like a nice boat.
it's D&D. You never know.
Hey, I'm giving ideas. Come on now. I did I did
Black
say-
Black Pearlize it.
I did get that, spent the last 2-3 weeks learning how to boat. Remember that?
Learning how to boat.
How
Sail.
to
Wow.
sail. And I really think this is a ship, not a boat.
Yes, it is.
Eh,
It's an ancient
Ship.
elven yacht. Actually, technically, it's listed as an elven slaver, but that's not the way I was using it. I just
The
thought it looked
point,
cool.
yeah, well, it does. But the point I'm making is that a boat is a small uh, conveyance that's designed to go into the water and to be rowed somewhere or sailed with a small sail. Usually doesn't carry more than about 20 people. And a ship, on the other hand, has masts and sails that allow it to be sailed and steered from a helm.
it looks like a boat to me.
Yeah, but then you don't know uh, the bow from the stern.
So are we talking like real life, or are we talking in game? I'm trying to figure this out because we keep crossing back and forth between out of character and in character without saying out of character or in character. So when
Huh?
Rogar's saying it, talking about a boat in character, and then you start talking about a ship out of character, and I'm saying it
Um,
looks like a boat in character, and then you're talking about boats out. It's really confusing.
I'm sorry to confuse you. I was actually trying to keep it in character and explain to him why it's a ship and not a boat.
So lasums from the sea. Gotcha.
Okay.
Well, I certainly had some exposure to it.
Okay. Yeah, he takes your advice seriously and says, "Thank you."
All right.
Okay.
I want to keep pushing at that door to get it open.
Okay. Give me athletics checks, and since there are two of you, advantage for whoever decides to roll.
I really want to open this door.
Okay. So you're both rolling. That works too. Um, yeah, with the two of you working against this door, you do manage to push it open. There's a very loud screech as the hinges, as you literally have to break the hinges free from their rust and frozen states, arrested frozen states. But as you do finally get the door open, you manage to open it enough for you guys to make your way inside comfortably. The room is very dark as there is no source of light. But you guys I believe, have dark vision, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue.
No, I glow.
You glow.
It's
You glow in the other game. I don't recall you glowing in this game.
I won't say it. No, I thought it was. No, it wasn't that I was. One of my
Oh, one of your runes?
Yeah, I thought one of my runes, and but it allows me to see in the dark, not when it
Okay.
glows.
Okay, I'm going to cast Dancing Lights.
Okay. That brings about 4 little globes of light floating in the room.
So I move them so among the 4 they cover the whole room.
Okay. In the room there's a desk that well, there's a bed that covers the back wall. It it is currently made and covered in a sheet of rime, basically frost, covered in a layer of frost. And at the foot of the bed, probably about 5 feet away, is a large desk which takes up the majority of the center of the room. On top of the desk, there are a number of papers, several books, some some different implements, like ink and quills and different desk type implements that one might expect. On the right side of the room, I'm sorry, on the left side of the room, there is a large slanted table with a number of maps on it. Looks like it is some sort of navigation station. There's a number of maps. There's some compasses and some. There's a sextant and a number of. There are a number of pins in the currently displayed map. And then on the right side of the room, there are 2 large chests against the wall.
I look at the map that's on the wall. Does that one correspond? Is there a giant map where I couldn't tell, or does it? Can I determine the layout of the island that we're on it?
Well, if you're looking at the navigation station on this table, the slanted table,
Yeah.
okay, there is a map on there. It is labeled Isle of Presper, but the shape of the island is very different from the one that you've looked at. It's more egg-like in shape. And it also shows a mark on the southwest southwest portion of the island that says Amarand Village.
Okay. Uh, does anything we find dictate date?
You are welcome to give me an investigation check to look, see if you can find something that indicates a date.
Let's hope this works. I tell Latham what I'm looking for.
Okay, well, I'll help him.
Give me an investigation with advantage, Rogar, with Lason's help.
Gary thought. Yeah.
Very well.
Yeah, that didn't go very well.
Yeah, no, that didn't. That okay.
You look around, you find numerous books and journals on the desk, but none of them seem to be in languages that you understand.
Okay. Let me just do it now.
What languages do you speak, by the way?
That's what I'm looking at because I was like, so long. Only 3 of them, so.
Okay, good. What languages do you speak? Thank you. Okay, good. So neither one of you understand the languages in these documents and journals. So you can't tell if any of them are mentioning dates or not.
Okay. As the rest of the group is not with us, I look around and I tell Azam I'm going to go and tell the others what I found and also collect the money that we broke up as I shattered it and broke it all over the place and somebody picked that up either.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, let's see, Lazum and Rogar are up here. While Rogar and Lazum are gone, Sky and Iriana, what are you guys doing?
I will just kind of walk, get off the ship, wherever it was we got on, and just kind of walk around it, see if it has any damage or anything, or it seems to be fully intact from above or from the outside.
Other than the hole in the hold that you guys are able to walk into, the rest of the ship seems to be intact. The sails are a little tattered. But other than that, the rest of the ship seems to be intact.
And it's just sitting. Is this rocks here, or is it ice underneath?
Ice.
Pure ice as far, like,
Um,
at least a bit of ice or a ton of ice.
it's quite a bit of ice. It's actually in a pool. Let me see if I can.
I see there's a little pool right here beside it.
Yeah. See, it's actually sitting in a pool of ice, of water that is frozen.
But, and then just here where the trees are, that's just some ground there.
Yeah. The trees and stuff are on the ground that has this small, or about an inch depth of snow on it currently.
So the same as everywhere else.
Basically, yeah. So you're just kind of wandering around outside the ship.
Yeah.
Okay, give me perception.
Oh, I'm following her.
Okay.
I'll help her with anything.
Okay.
After Leeson thanked me for basically not helping on the on his search of the deck, I walked away from him and started following Iriana.
Okay. Ariana, go ahead and give me a perception check while you're making your way around.
Normal or with advantage?
Yeah, you can go ahead and have advantage with Sky's help. Damn. Okay. Okay, as you are making your way around the ship, you notice two kinds of tracks, two different kinds of tracks. And you also notice that a number of times you kind of feel the ground rumble beneath you as you're walking around the outskirts of the ship.
And you said there's two different types of tracks?
Yeah,
Are
two distinct types of tracks.
Are they like humanoid footprints or
Uh,
what type of print?
One of them seems to be well, give me a nature check real quick, Iriana. And Sky, you can either give me one or give her advantage if you'd like.
Give her advantage.
Okay. Okay. One of the types of tracks seems to be a clawed creature. And the way that the tracks kind of seem to suddenly end in places, you would think that this thing probably has wings or is very capable of jumping great distances.
Clawed creature.
What's that?
You said a claw, so like
Yeah, clawed. Like,
pad on the back and then claws on the front.
no, not quite.
Uh,
It's not like a cat's claw, no. It's more like closer to like a bird's claw, talons
yeah, it's like
type
three
thing.
or four,
Yeah.
claws spread out in a pattern.
Yeah. And whatever this thing is, it either has wings or is capable of jumping great distances. The other one is four-legged and significantly larger than the clawed creature. And it's four-legged and seems to have a long tail. And in addition to those, you also notice a rumbling in the ground. On occasion.
Yeah. And the rumbling's just kind of there and then disappears and then comes back.
Yeah.
Can I try and move? Is it like a localized rumbling or is it just kind of a general rumble that can be felt anywhere?
With that perception, it definitely feels like something moving under the ground.
All right. And the paw prints, or the prints, sorry, the footprints. Do they just circle the boat, or do they go somewhere else?
Um, they do seem to come and go in different locations. But the boat seems to be kind of a centralized, maybe a gathering place or possibly even a home for creatures.
And I'll just kind of head back inside back into the boat and wait a bit to see if Lazem and Rogar finish up where they went off to.
Okay. It's not long before Rogar comes down looking for you guys.
Once I finally find Ariana, and is Sky with Ariana?
Yep.
Okay, once I find the two of them, I let them know what we found up top with the gold or with the coins and gems, and that they're right now they're scattered, and I tell them where they're scattered, and I was going to go collect them, and then the main office with a map that has it appears to be the island, but it's even on the map it's an oval island. I couldn't determine a age, but I couldn't also neither could I read the languages of what the books and other things were present. All of it's covered with ice, so we'd have to warm it up a little bit to get to it. That's what I found, or me and Lazyman found. And there's two chests as well in the room that we came across. I don't know what's in the chest. I came to get you guys before we started opening up, and also make sure we collected the finances before anything else happened, which I haven't done yet. As he looks at Sky and Laser, I mean Sky and Ariana.
I'll tell you to tell her to lead the way, and I'll follow. I'm sure either one of us will know the language, or Bryn and Aiden might be able to decipher it.
I have a question, and this is out of character, but it may be in character, depending. No, it's actually be independent. Would anybody in your mansion be able to transcribe them?
No.
Because I still don't understand the mansion, so that my
Anything
character wouldn't.
inside the mansion can't leave.
Yeah, can't leave, and nothing in the mansion will know anything that Ariana doesn't know.
Okay. Like I said, he'd never seen one of those, so it was more of, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Finding out languages. What did you guys find?
Uh, the boat seems to be in pretty good repair, other than the hole in the hold, but that's about it. Other than it seems to be so that some of the wild creatures here might meet up here, or use the pond it's in here for some water or something.
Okay. Let's go meet up with Lazem and see what we can do. But first, let's collect the gold that I knocked out.
I'll wander back down to the hold where all the coins and gems are spilled and start picking them up. Gathering them all together.
Okay. Are you guys taking it all?
Well, I think we should make a an inventory of what's here and then split it up, I don't think any one of us should take it.
Okay, well, everyone roll me a D100. Damn, Sky.
We got very opposite answers. 16, 40, 94, and 5.
Nice.
Well, damn, Sky.
Bala bala.
Let's just say Sky literally made you guys rich with that roll. Okay, can I get go and give me another D100 from each of you.
Woo-wee.
Nice. I see why the 94 was a good roll.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, are we just going to put this in the bag of holding, or are we going to divvy it out to each of us?
Probably just put it in the bag for now, and we can divvy some out later.
Okay, sounds good.
A lot of gold.
Yeah, that's a lot of gold. But so
My
far,
guy asked for some gold. He really asked for gold. Yes, he's completely broke.
Rogar wants some money now.
We got nothing, no place to spend it at the moment, so
Okay.
may as well just leave it in the bag of holding for until we get to maybe back to the master's house, and then we can take a look at each of us getting some funds out, and then Blaism typically holds on to the rest of the party gold.
Okay.
Better hope the party rogue is trustworthy with all your gold. Just saying. I'm sorry, I couldn't help. Just teasing. Okay, so what else you all doing? You going back up to the captain's quarters?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You make your way back up to the captain's quarters. You go inside. What are you guys doing?
Take a look at that map that Rogar was telling
I
Rihanna
show
and I
them the
about.
books and the map,
Yeah.
and I point out the island.
Okay. The map that is on display on this line of the table, it is labeled Isle of Presper, which is the name of this island. However, the shape of the island is drastically different. And it does. The labels on this map are in common. It does have a mark at the bottom. I'm sorry, the southwest corner of the map that is labeled Amaranth Village, which, given a good bit of island shaping, maybe, I guess you might call it, might be pretty close to where the village ruins are, as far as what you guys saw.
Alright.
So, and as far as the books and documents on the tables, go ahead and give me investigation checks, Iriana and Sky, or you guys can give me a single one with advantage. But you both recognize the language as Elvish.
You separate or?
We can do it separate, yeah.
Okay. Iriana, the language is... It's a very archaic dialect. You understand some of the words, but not enough to fully comprehend what these journals and things are talking about. Well, you get kind of a basic idea, but it you're missing a lot of the detail. Whereas Sky is significantly older than the rest of the party. He is more familiar with some of the more archaic versions of Elvish. And he understands probably about 90% of what he's reading through these books. Some of the words are and you kind of have to figure them out through context more than anything else. But for the most part, you understand what the journals and documents are talking about. You do find a number of them with they're basically invoices, kind of invoices and manifests, basically, telling you what the ship was at one point hauling. Basically, trade goods, things like silks and other cloths. They had some weapons, some spices, and some some exotic animals that were headed for a zoo in some town. You can't even you can't figure out what the name of the town is. It's just the language is just too old. As a matter of fact, you only recognize about a third of the names of the animals that were being shipped. The rest you assume were probably known by other names by at this point in time. So they're yeah. You don't quite understand all of them. The journals, if you're reading the dates correctly and you're understanding them properly, the dates in some of the journals and logs are about 5,000 years old.
As I'm reading through these, I'll be reading these out loud and trying to translate as best I can to everybody standing there.
Okay.
I ask the the logs that he's reading. Uh, with the time difference, these are 5,000 years old from our old time, not the new time, correct?
Old time, not the. I have no clue what you're asking.
Outside of the
Don't you
island,
hate time travel?
outside of compared to inside the island. You know, it's like her grandfather. He was here for maybe how many years was he here on this island?
He was on the island for 4 years,
Or
roughly
4 years,
250 years ago.
and so he was probably actually on the island for what 40 days. I mean, that's what I like. Okay, the 5,000. That's why I'm making sure that it was on the outside of the island, normal time.
Yeah,
Well,
we're it's about 5,000 years based off of our current year that we are in, correct?
yes.
Okay,
So yes,
that's what I was.
outside world.
Okay,
Um, the
Inside
last.
sorry. Inside the island, we have no idea how much time's passed. So it could have been 7,000 years, or it could have been 700 years.
I
We
got you.
don't know.
I was just asking. That's why I was trying to find the date. So that gave me the answer. Thank you.
Cool.
Um, kind of leafing through the last few pages of the captain's logbook, Sky. Um, probably about well, first of all, looking through the captain's logbook, it looks like he was making entries twice a day for the majority of the book. The last about 3/4 of the way through the logbook, he mentions an island literally surfacing and beaching their ship within but a few moments and leaving their ship stranded in the middle of this island. And as he and his crew explored the island, he recorded less often in the book, to the point where at the last few pages are several months apart. One of the last entries mentions them finding a village on the southwest corner of the island called Amaranth that seems to be very well developed and established, despite this island literally coming out of the water just a few months ago. He's not sure if he's not sure how the inhabitants could have this village so well established unless they were on the island while it was still under the water. He does also mention that on the southeast corner of the island, that that their ship's cleric deemed the southeast corner of the island to be evil, and after the first visit there refused to return to the southeast corner. Let's see, what else? Oh, they do mention, in the last few pages, he mentions that some of the crew have started to age at different rates, depending on where on the island they travel to and how long they're gone. And their understanding of how time works seems to be distorted the longer they're on the island and the less time they spend in close proximity to each other. I think those are all the mysteries I have for you. You guys have any questions? Maybe I've missed something.
The maps we have of the island.
Which
We only
ones?
have one, right? Or two.
Well, you have the one that Bryn and the group started with. You have the larger one that you guys found on the quote-unquote treasure room wall back at the village. And then you have the one on the slanted navigation table.
If I compare the size of the island on the three of them, is there a way to determine if the oval island that is on the map is larger or smaller than the two other maps? Same, because generally maps have sizes on them, size
Okay.
scale.
Um,
Can I determine?
I mean, there's no real scientific way to do it without physically measuring the island in both times. But eyeballing it, they look roughly the same size, same land mass. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen if the island was shrinking over time is what I was trying to find
They
Doesn't
all
occur to me.
basically look about the same from 250 years ago to 5,000 years ago, which does not add up to where we are right now, which seems smaller.
Okay, the one from the map that you guys, or that Bryn and Aiden had to start with, the first map that you guys saw, matches roughly the same size and shape as the one on the wall of the treasure room, which was approximately 250 years ago.
Yep.
However, the one from 250 years ago does not match the same shape as the one from 5,000 years ago. The one from 5,000 years ago is roughly oval shaped or egg shaped.
Understand that. What I was trying to say is, and you probably already said it, so it's not really a big thing. Is what I meant is okay. It's like I have a Dorito chip, or no, it's Pringles,
So
because that's I have a Pringles. Well, the map is, or the one on the map that's 5,000 years old is a Pringles chip, but the one we're on is the Pringles chip has been eaten by mice, whatever, so it's smaller.
No,
That's what I
it's roughly the same landmass.
okay.
yeah.
That's what I was trying to.
So right now the island looks like it's what 120 miles across, and the egg-shaped one that the elves with a ship has also looks roughly the same, 120 miles across. Uh, it's more like this shaped or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Like maybe the edges have been eroded through long wear and pounding of the sea.
But still nothing to um, explain the current state of this.
Correct.
True. But then again, didn't the cleric declare that it was
Evil.
evil? And maybe his version of evil had something to do with uh, the time dilation. Don't know.
I look over at the chests and ask if we've opened them up yet.
No, we don't have time for that tonight.
Yeah, it is
Yeah, you'll have to do that next week.
11 o'clock or 9
Oh yeah,
o'clock. So
good game, everybody.
Oh yeah, that is not for you, dog. I put something on the floor that I shouldn't have, and with less than 2 minutes later, dogs come in and start sniffing at it.
perfect.
At least it was Nick's. If it had been Daisy, it would have been gone.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to get it back. Yeah, so thanks for joining us, Ariana. We will pick this up next week.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are thoroughly enjoying the mysteries of the Isle of Presper.
Yeah.
Sure are a lot of them.
Hopefully, Ariana's mic is working better next week.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
right.
we can hope so, but whatever.
Who knows?
Does it maybe need a battery?
No, it's a wired microphone.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
check and see if the cable needs to be reseated. I don't know.
I plug it in and out every once in a while.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Okay.
I don't know.
Thanks,
How's that?
thanks again for a good game, Aaron.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find myself completely mystified.
Then I have done my job.
Good job. All right, talk to you guys later.
Next week.
Yep, next week.
Have a good week.
You too.